convenient to do it now. So we're going to respawn on the Marsh Island. So Marsh Island, just mouse over, there it is, Marsh Island. We're going to respawn here, and then we are going to get the fast travel. So I'm going to run over here, and then this is a fast travel, so we're going to go ahead and claim that. Now I'm going to respawn. There we go. We got a technology point just for getting that. And again, we're going to do this for everything that you see on the screen here. Now for the Icewind Island, we're going to have to go northeast a bit here. So we're just going to go northeast. And around this wall, you could also just climb the wall, whatever works for you. And then there is a fast travel that is up this way. We didn't go far enough. Hold on, we got to go higher up on the wall. And you'll be able to see it. It is right over here. I actually walked past it. There we go. That's the fast travel. Now, finally, the Sea Breeze Archipelago Castaway Beach is where we are starting the adventure. So we're going to respawn there and get this final fast travel. And then what we're going to be doing is we're going to travel quite a bit of ways west while we pick up everything. Now, this is a disclaimer because this part of the guide might be patched, it might be worked around, or it might no longer work in the future. Please refer to the description of this video or the pinned comment in the comment section if this is fixed or not. But what I'm about to show you is going to allow you to get very high-end PALs as well as a handgun as early as level 4, and you'll never have money problems in this game. You're going to be able to hyper speed level by skipping the regular PAL spheres into Mega Spheres. And if this is patched, the rest of the guide after this segment will proceed as normal as if we did not do this step. So just be aware. So what we're going to do is unlock a very powerful early game vendor, and from here, we're going to be traveling west for quite a while, and we're going to pick everything up along the way. So this wood on the ground, stone, you don't need to mine anything, you don't need to punch anything, you don't need to fight any pals. But we are going to be collecting some materials. You can also talk to the guy at the campfire to get some just basic materials here. So I'm just going to skip that. There we go. We got some palladium fragments, which we can use. There's stone. Again, pick everything up off the ground as you travel west. And you're going to be traveling to -311, -655. So what does that mean? There we go. We're level 2. And so what does that mean? So when I open the map, you'll see coordinates in the very bottom left corner of our map screen. So we want to go, once again, to -311, -655. So -311, be about right there, and then -655. So we're looking about right there. So I'm just going to put a marker there, and there we go. So we're heading towards this marker at some point. But you're going to travel west for a while, just, again, picking everything up. And you don't need to fight any pals. They're all, mostly harmless. Now, if you do pick up a pal sphere, which will randomly be on the ground, go ahead and catch some stuff. That's totally fine. Just beat them up with your fists, and have fun. As you level up, I want you to put all of your points into carry weight. This is pretty important to do. You don't have to do it right now. You can do it later, or you can do it when you need the carry weight, but that's what we're going to be spending our points on. So I'm going to continue to travel west now for a little while. Now, if you want, you can pick up these chests. You don't have to. I'm not going to include them in my guide because these are completely random and you may or may not get a chest in the same spot. But these Life Monk effigies, if you see them, pick them up because it will just save you time later. We're going to devote time to grabbing those, but right now is really not the time. But if it's on the way, which it is when we're traveling west, then, go ahead. And so far, I have traveled. Here's where we spawned in the fast travel. I've just traveled along the coast west, and I'm going a little bit north. That's all I'm doing right now. Now, as you pick up some pal spheres off the ground, I want you to be capturing pals with them. So this is just a level 2 T-Fin. Now, it's in the water. I don't want to fight it in the water. It's going to be evasive and dodge. And these caprides, they're a little too strong. But these chickpeas, they're pretty easy to fight. And also, they're sleeping. So I'm just going to go punch one out. I've got 2 and then 1, so I need to capture 3 things. This helps us level up. It's very important to do this early, so I'm just going to punch it down to low HP. And yes, it's going to be basically stun locked. That's low enough, and then we're going to throw a ball, and that should capture it. There we go. That puts us at level 3. We're going to do the same thing to this level 5. And he did get a hit on us. That's okay. These things should not kill you. You should be just perfectly fine. This one's a little higher level, though, so it's going to take more punches. Also, I'm hungry and it's nighttime, so I am getting cold, but don't worry, we'll fix that. You won't die. you'll be just fine. Alright, and then we're going to get this one down and then capture it. A little bit more, and there we go. I've got one more Mega Sphere that I found, and we'll go capture something else. Oh, look, another one. Again, you just want to capture as many as you can right now. This is purely for levels. Now, as you kill the chickpeas, you'll get some meat. You can just eat this raw. It's totally fine. Just fill up. It's completely okay. Your next goal is to get 8 wood, 1 palladium fragment, and 3 stone once you reach this looking part of the map. So here's the map. Here's where we started. We traveled west and a little bit north along the coast. And here we are. Negative 300, negative 655 on the coordinates. You have trees. You have stone, which can also give you the palladium fragments. And if you just looted everything along the way, you should have plenty of everything. So I have 8 wood just from picking up sticks. 22 stone, and plenty of fragments. I've still got some pal spheres to blow through. But what you're going to do now is push B and build that primitive workbench. So we're going to go ahead and just slap one of those bad boys down. There we go. And then we're going to craft the wooden club. Go ahead and start production on that. And there we go. Yes. So crafting the club. All right, go ahead and loot the club. And then you're going to open your technology menu, which I'm going to hide the text here, and then you're going to learn the PAL box. There we go. We learned the PAL box. Now, use the club to grab some more wood. So just go ahead and club some trees. You're going to need 8 wood for this. You technically didn't have to make the club, but it does make beating up the PALs easier to catch. So, I only need 7 more wood. And 1 more. Let me get my stamina back. That's fine. Just 1 more wood. And there we go. So now you're going to build the PAL box. So we're going to slap that down. And this is temporary. This is absolutely temporary. This is just so if we die, we don't have to run that entire route once again. We're not really making a base here. So don't worry about that. For those who know the game, we're not making a base. We're just using this as kind of just a safety precaution of sorts. Now, before we proceed any further, we need to spin the rest of those PAL spheres that we got off the ground. So, I'm going to go, I've got 2 left to do, everything's asleep. I could just beat on these lamb balls real quick and cap them, so I'm just going to go ahead and do that. With the club, it's very easy. There we go, and yeah, I used the Mega Sphere on that one. Let's get my stamina back. And again, we're purely doing this for levels. Nothing more, we're not using these pals in combat or ever for anything. Just for levels. There we go. Hopefully that caps, 93%. It should. From here... We're level 4 now, by the way.
Remain focused.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
The magic calls to me.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Only golem gathers no
from here, we're going to go straight west across this water, and it's a little bit tricky. It's a little bit confusing. So if you angle it exactly where I'm at, and at this point, your items don't matter or anything of the sort. So make sure that you have full stamina, and you're going to swim along the water here. And you can use shift if you want to sprint it. You know, use your sprint button. If you want, it's fine. And you're going to get about right here and get that stamina back. Now you're going to continue along the water here, but this is where it gets tricky. This is going to take most of your stamina to get over here, and you have to kind of get lucky and find a spot where you can stand on to rest. So I'm just going to swim over here now, and we're going to just hopefully be able to climb up one of these little ridges here without running out of stamina. If we do die, it's okay because we have that PAL box to respawn on. So here we go. I am now standing on this sledge getting my stamina back, and you're going to curve around all of this along the shoreline. You're never going to go up into here. It's too hot. We don't have armor for it, so go ahead and do that. Now, this part can be tricky. This part can be RNG, but you're going to follow the coast along the water all the way to the fishing village, which is over here. This is very important to do. There's a fast travel that we need to grab, and this is the only way to do it. If you go too far inland, it's too hot. You will take damage. So you need to stay along the shoreline. Also, there are humanoid enemies with flamethrowers. If they aggro onto you, just swim in the water. Their flamethrowers cannot hurt you as long as you are swimming. You are immune to fire damage from their flamethrowers because they try to catch you on fire. But because you're swimming, you can't be caught on fire. So they just sit there and do nothing. And if a PAL aggroes you, then just stay along the shoreline. Now, there's a few things that you can do to, like, make a little safety save, and I'll show you that here in just a sec. So ever so often, if there's no PALs around and there are no humanoids around, what you can do is open your map, and then over here at the base, hit V to dismantle it. This will give you the ingredients back for the base. Then you can just put a new one down, and then you just run up. You want to make it very close to the shoreline so you don't burn up, but this will allow you to save your spot if or when you die. And every so often, just put another one of these along the shoreline when it's safe to do so. And again, you're going to continue west all the way to the fishing village. Now, every time you die, which you probably will die, it's going to reset and re-roll and reconfigure all of the random enemy spawns, the humanoids, the PALs, and so on and so forth. So just keep at it until you get there. Another trick that you can do on single player is simply log out of the game to return to title and log back in. If there are no other players around on a multiplayer server, this also works so that you don't aggro these guys. But if you give them a kind of a wide berth, so to speak, while on the shoreline, they should leave you alone. It's the humanoids that'll chase you, and eventually you will have to come to shore to get stamina, and they might kill you with the flamethrowers then. But if you can micromanage your dodge rolls, your sprints, and just avoiding their flamethrowers, you should be fine. Once you've arrived at Fisherman's Point, this is what it looks like on the map. So, again, we made a little base here. We swam all the way over here. We made another base as a safety save. I died once, but I made it to the Fisherman's Village. It's pretty simple. We're going to run through the village now and then get the fast travel point. And we're not going to do anything else here for now. But we're just here to get the fast travel point the first thing, because if we do it now, it's more convenient to have it done and over with before we start gearing up, before we start actually playing the game. Once we have this, we can always come back here, and there are some of the best vendors in the game at this little town, and some of the best, again, it's not only just the PAL vendors, but it's all the vendors. So there we go, we unlocked the fast travel. Your next mission is to open your menu and then respawn, so now you're dead. And if you have that stick, don't worry, you're going to craft a new one. It's totally fine. And then we're going to respawn at Eastern Wild Islands, and we're going to travel west now. That's right up here on the map, Eastern Wild Islands. And then we're going to travel west, and the way you want to do this is you want to curve around kind of towards this desert runaway guy here. Because if you just go straight west, there's a chasm, a chasm, whatever, however you pronounce it. And we're going to go to the coordinates 476, -124. But you can talk to this guy. He'll give you some freebies. There we go. We got some Paldium fragments. You don't really need them, though. And so we're going to continue west here, and I'll show you on the map where we are headed. It's a very short walk, so I'm going to hide the text. I'll just show you the walk. Why not? We'll just walk together. It's now, this area can be a little bit dangerous. Sometimes there can be wolves that will aggro and attack you, but it's fine. You know, once you put a PAL box down, you're pretty much safe. Also, you know, grab stuff off the ground that gives you experience points. And also, if you are not level 4 yet, if you did not get lucky and get some Pal Spheres, kill chickpeas. Just punch them out. Kill them. You need to be level 4 for this next step. So, you can get to level 4 by just picking up junk off the ground. You can beat up the chickpeas, the cativas that are around. I wouldn't fight a tansy with your fists. These things will rip your arms off. You know, chimps, they're pretty scary creatures, okay? Obviously, don't fight the rib bunnies. No, don't fight any bigger creatures. The rush roar here will aggro you. These things are violent, so stay away from that if you can help it. And again, we're going to continue along west. Got a little Pal Sphere here. And again, just pick everything up off the ground. And what we're going to do is when you are safe and you are not in combat, you're going to put down another base right here at the river. So again, there's plenty of chickpeas we can kill. Once we get a club, we can club out the tansies if you want. And you can always capture them too if you have any Pal Spheres that you found. There's land balls to kill. There's a Pal Sphere in the water there. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up as well. It looked a little wavy, but there we go. So what I'm going to do now is I like to cross the river and then put my Pal box down. But we're going to open our map and we're going to zoom out and disassemble this base because we no longer need it. And then we can put a new Pal box down. Put it very close to the river. Do not put it too far forward. So I'm going to put it as close as I can to the river here. And again, we're not making a base here. This is just a safety precaution to save us time for later. And we're going to finish constructing this. All right. So the next step is we're going to also make, you know, another primitive workbench, assuming you have the wood. And we're going to do a tiny bit of farming. Now, I would say just make a club and use that, which I need 3 more wood for. You could make an axe and a pickaxe if you want, but you don't really need to at this step. So, here we go. Your next mission is to acquire 35 wood and 10 stone. There is plenty of wood around this Pal box. Stone is going to be east. We passed some stone. There's a stone node east here. Also, there's plenty of berries in this river to keep you fed and healthy, so that you don't have to use respawn cheese to get back on your feet. So, again, just get 35 wood and 10 stone for now. Also, make sure that you open your technology panel, and you're going to learn campfire right here on level 2. And because we're level 4, you need to be level 4 to learn hanging trap. And this is how we get weapons at level 4. Now, this is optional. It just makes it easier, especially on multiplayer servers. But you do want to open the tech menu and learn wooden chest, because this is the only way to like really perm your items in multiplayer. If you get killed and someone loots your stuff, or you get disconnected from a server or something silly like that, you're gonna really regret not building one of these to store what we're about to do. And again, this is just a quality of life thing. This is not our base. This is not permanent. This is simply to make sure that you don't lose a lot of time later on. And of course, when you're here, you can go ahead and just store junk in here if you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat this because my character is hungry. There we go. And the next place to go is, so from this little river base, we're going to travel west once again to 464 negative 125, which is really close by. It's super close by. It's this little gray circle here on the map, west of the little river that we're at. So I'm going to show you the full map. This is where we started Eastern Wild Islands. We traveled straight west, crossed the river. Here's our base, and then here is the little area. So we're going to go ahead now, and there should be a black market trader here. There's like a little campfire. We got some wooden barrels. Sometimes this guy is not here. If that is the case, log out, log back in. You can fast travel away, fast travel back, but he should always be here most of the time. So here's what you're going to do now. You're going to open your build menu and then go to your hanging trap, and you're going to put one touching his foot. There we go. Now he's hanging upside down. Now you're going to do something very sadistic and build a campfire under him. And yes, this guy is level 40. This guy will kill you if you attack him, but he's hanging upside down, and we're about to roasty-toasty him. And fire does percent max HP damage, so he is going to now be on fire, taking 290 damage a second, and this does take a little bit of time. Now, while he is on fire, aim up with your fist and give him a couple punches. Make sure that you hit him, and that you don't hit the hanging trap, and you don't hit the campfire too much. But make sure you land a few good punches on him, because if you don't hurt him, then he will not drop any loot. And what you're going to do is you're going to let him roast to death. That's right. We're going to chill here and just let him burn, baby, burn. So what's going to happen now is, now that he's about to die, he's going to drop 2 items for us. he's going to drop a very large amount of gold and a gold key. At this point, open your build menu, push the C button for disassembly, and disassemble the fireplace and the hanging trap. Now, this works for online multiplayer as well as single player. What you're going to do is, as long as there's no other players around in render distance also doing this, also, because it's nighttime, you're cold, but if you stand near his little campfire, you will be cold, so you're safe here. Enemies won't come in. So, what you're going to do is open your menu and go to return the title. If there are other players around, this does not work. If you're playing a multiplayer servers and this somehow doesn't work, all you have to do is fast travel away and fast travel back. That's all you have to do. So we're going to start game once again, and this is fast start video. That's the game. And then when you load back in, there is a chance that he will be back. Not always, but most of the time, he's going to be right back in his spot, and he will be perfectly fine and not aggro you, and he's not angry. Now that you have a lot of money, by the way, you have 11,000 gold. What you want to do is talk to him. Go ahead and talk to him, because he sells pals, and he can sell very high-level pals. So let's see what he's got for sale. A Petalia, this thing is great. It's level 3 planting, level 2 crafting. Petalia is amazing because she can heal you with her ability. These other ones, level 2 handling, Flambell, we can get better. Nightwing, you can go ahead and buy one if you want, but we can capture one of these pretty easy later. And Catrice is good for combat and nothing else. So we want to buy the Petalia. So there we go. We bought the Petalia, and boy oh boy is Petalia strong. Again, it's a heal thing. It's really good for bases. Absolutely do recommend Petalia. So make sure you go to your pal box, make sure it's in your active party. And again, we're going to rinse and repeat hanging this guy and roasting him over a fire. Now, if you place it like this and you don't rope him, just disassemble it. You get, it's a 100% refund. Okay, and then just try again. And then, again, you just put a campfire on. Sometimes you can't put the campfire directly under him, but you just gotta keep trying to, just keep spamming it until it lets you place it. And you should be able to place it directly under. And again, you're gonna roast this guy and rinse and repeat this process for quite a while. That's all we're doing. We're getting banned. Another good buy is Pen King. This saves you a huge long trip later on to just buy it now. Gale Claw is another good buy because you're going to be using this as your glider in about mid-game, around level 20-25-ish, I forget exactly, but we'll talk about that later in the guide. It is in the guide to get Gale Claw. So I'm going to go ahead and buy Pen King now. I can't afford the Gale Claw. These other ones suck, and I'm out of money, but that's okay. We have infinite money, basically. Here's another good one. Lunaris has level 3 handiwork. This thing will help you craft things insanely fast. Absolutely buy one of these things. Absolutely. Sometimes his hitbox will glitch out, and you will have to reposition the fire. He is no longer on fire, so just disassemble your fireplace, and then just, you know, put it back down. Takes a little bit, but there you go. Just make sure that he is constantly on fire. And yes, you can walk away while he is roasting if you want to go, like, kill other enemies and stuff. Like, while he's burning, one thing that I like to do is just, let me make sure I get a few hits on him. I think I'm hitting him. It's hard to tell. Okay, there we go. We hit him. Now he's on fire. So while he's on fire, you know, you have these high-level pals that you're getting from him. They're not so much high-level as far as advanced. So again, you can just kill stuff. Go Petalia, whatever that is. And there you go. That's some free XP for you. And some, you know, ingredients too if you want. But yeah, just okay, he's not burning anymore. This one is this one's being tricky. But yeah, you gotta constantly make sure that he is on fire, and come on, that should burn him down. Anyway, just continue farming. Now, I don't recommend that you summon a pal to help kill this guy because your pals will do AoE attacks, which will break the hanging trap and the campfire. You don't want that to happen, so just make sure you punch him a few times and then let him roast. Now, I want to mention that Cryolinks here has Refrigeration 3. You're not going to need refrigeration because I have a food meta that does not require refrigeration at all. It is a waste of a pal in your base, don't even bother. But if you want a second Lunaris for more handiwork crafting, just to have more crafters, absolutely, I'm going to buy another one just because they're nice to have. And remember, if you get hungry, there are berries in the river that you can eat, so I'm just going to go ahead and eat some of those. And then make sure that you grab your good pals out of the box if you want, because we don't need lamb balls. Might as well put the good ones in. And then store all that money you've been farming. I'm at 64,000 so far. I can store the keys. The rest of the stuff doesn't really matter that much. But don't store the wood and the stone because you need that for your traps. Also, if the black market trader is not spawning, it is because your pal box is too close to his spawn. That's why I'm telling you to build it as close as you can on that river, because if you build it any closer, he will never spawn until you deconstruct your PAL box. Now, one thing about storing all your money is that you might not have money to buy him, so go back to your storage box and pick up that money. You definitely want a War Sect. I mean, level 3 lumberjacking, and War Sect is a very powerful PAL to have just for combat purposes. Also, if you do this a bunch and the berries aren't respawning because of a server setting or other reasons, just put everything in your wooden chest and then respawn yourself. Because it's annoying to do this with 1 HP and then you trip over the fire and then you die and then your items get randomly despawned. So put everything in your chest and simply respawn on your PAL box, and there we go, and take everything back out. And that's just a cheap and easy way to feed yourself. Very simple to do. Now, I recommend that you do this till you have about 100,000 gold, though I did it till 200,000 because the more you do it, the better it is. So once you have at least 100,000 or more, it's time to leave, and we're going to go back to that fisherman village, and we're going to get one more PAL from the vendor there. We're going to get a handgun ammo. We could also get a fire crossbow if you want. If you prefer a crossbow over the handgun, that's totally fine. But we're just going to disassemble everything here. And well, I'm going to, grab everything out of here, and then we're just going to disassemble that. We're not going to disassemble this yet, because then we can't fast travel. We're going to fast travel all the way back to the fishing point, and then we're going to go on with our PAL, and that is a level 3 PAL. I forget its name, but I'll show it to you when it shows up. From the fisherman's base, I just want to share with you the merchants real quick. This one will sell the weapons and ammo, but right now behind them, just going straight southeast, there's this guy, the PAL merchant, and we're going to talk to him. And then we're going to look for, well, we don't have it here. These are all, that's Kindling 2, Kindling 1, Kindling 2. Kindling is the little fire icon underneath the PAL. We want one with 3 kindling, so we're just going to log out and log back in to refresh its inventory. You can also fast travel away and fast travel back. If there are other players nearby on the server doing this, it will not work until everyone leaves the area. So, just a heads up there, but we're going to refresh his inventory now and see if he's got anything new for us. There we go, and again, we got Kyron with Kindling 2, but I'm going to skip ahead until we find it. And here it is, Reptiro has a level 3 mining and level 3 kindling. So again, this thing is just absolute baller. It will vastly speed up your ability to do some early game crafting, especially when you gotta make ingots and do cooking. This guy, as you know, he's also really good for combat. He is a mid to end game level PAL. So with Reptiro purchased, it's time to make some other purchases and spend our money. We're gonna go to this wandering merchant here, and you can see he sells the makeshift handgun and coarse ammo. You could get some other stuff too. The fire arrow crossbow is not bad. The reason why the fire arrow crossbow was so good is because when you catch PALs on fire, it makes it easier to catch them. However, it has a very low range. So the makeshift handgun has a much superior range and is what I would recommend. So I'm going to go ahead and buy that because, I mean, I'm level 6, but you can do this at level 4. We have a handgun at level 4, bro. That's awesome. So I can buy so much bullets if I want. But, like, you're not buying one bullet at a time. I just want to buy. So let's buy 100. So 111 bullets, 13,000, very cheap. And check it out. We have 100. Well, it is one bullet at a time. So we have 111 bullets. I'm gonna buy 100. At least 200. 200's pretty good. Again, you can't really repair this right now, this early in the game. We'll just buy another 200. Yeah, another 200 bullets. There we go. So I still have 110,000 gold remaining. Well, look at this. This is so ridiculous. We're starting the game with a gun. And some very high level PALs. This vendor is another good one because he sells mega spheres. We don't even need to craft the regular PAL spheres. We can just go straight into mega. Also, you can learn Ignis Breath and Flare Storm. Like, these kind of change around. But we don't need any of these ingredients this early in the game. But this is also the best method to farm leather, bones, horns. Anything you need, high quality PAL oils. We got it all right here. It's already ready to go. You know how to farm gold at this point. So again, we could just buy 119 Megaspheres, and we're set for. I'm gonna do that because this is how we power levels with these Megaspheres. We have a weapon. We have our Megaspheres. It's time to start the game, guys. We have a whole party of really powerful pals, and so to start the game now, we're going to travel to the Plateau of Beginnings. That is where we're going, and because we're gonna set up a really nice early game phase. Disclaimer. What you just saw was a huge power boost, allowing us to get a gun at level 4. The rest of the guide will teach you how to play the rest of the game, assuming this is fixed, assuming this gets patched out. Pay attention to the comment section and the description of this video. I'll let you know if it gets patched or not, but the rest of the guide will be proceeding as normal. So the first thing you want to do once you're at the Plateau of Beginnings, right here on the map, right at the start of the game, is talk to this NPC here, and he's, or she, I think it's random, is going to give us 10 wood, and there's some wood on the ground sometimes. First thing you're going to do is you're going to craft that primitive workbench. There we go. Now if you've, you know, you have a little crafting pal that can just, wow, okay, way off, go ahead and help me build that. It builds it instantly. And then you're gonna craft a wooden club. And of course, we're not gonna craft it. This thing will. Boop, it's done. There we go. You grab your wooden club, and then you're gonna kill pals along the way as we travel northeast. Now, obviously, I did the quicker start where I have a handgun, and just pick up stuff off the ground. Pick up these berries, pick up these pal fragments. You want plenty of berries. And kill pals along the way. Obviously, you're gonna have to club them if this got patched. We have a gun, so we can just blast them. We can just What are you doing? Boop! It's good times. It is good times to be fully armed. You know. Oh my God! It's been a murder. Oh, there has been a murder. Again, just continue killing and looting everything along the way. And you'll notice that I'm about to be at carry capacity, but I haven't used any of my stat points. So we're going to put all of our stat points into carry weight for now, and I'll let you know when to change this. Around level 10. I am currently level 6, but we're just picking up stuff off the ground, and we're killing pals. That's all we're doing right now as we travel northeast. So again, picking up stuff off the ground, killing pals. Very simple and easy mission. And yes, it is nighttime, and yes, it is cold. That's fine. We can make a campfire if we want to get warm. The cold is not very threatening this early on in the game anymore. But yeah, it will drain our HP, but we have a campfire. We're totally fine. Totally fine. We also have a pal that can just fully restore all of our HP. Well, 400 of it at least. So again, we're continuing to travel to the northeast. Now, what you want to do is we're going to make a base very shortly here. And I'll show you that in just a bit. We're going to continue just blasting at all these pals. Of course, the hand start the game. These hoop crates, they don't stand a chance. There we go.
An enemy has been slain.
It's so easy. Oh no, the daydream is mad. Just shoot him. Now, you can club these. You can club these. It will take a little bit longer, but again, I don't think they're going to match the guns. It's too important. Just killing them all. Grabbing all the stuff. Alright, it's time to set up a base. So this is the easiest way to look at this, right? This is a lake, and at the very top left of the lake, it turns into a river. Right at the point where it turns into a river, you want to go directly north and up to about where I'm at. This is 222, negative 469. And we're going to make a base here. We're going to make a real actual base. And the reason we're making a base here is because it has all the resources we need. It has wood, it has iron, it has stone, it has caldium fragments, and it has berries. This is one of the best possible early game locations that you can possibly find. But if you're playing multiplayer and someone's already set up shop here, just go across the street, there's the same stuff, and go down the road a bit, there's the same stuff. If that's not the case, you will have to build elsewhere, which you're going to have to figure out, because, you know, just find somewhere with berries, stone, iron, and wood, and then you're all set. So to make a base, we're going to go ahead and build the PAL box. And so I want to make it a little bit closer towards the road, and so that we can build more towards the road. Now, another reason we're building in this specific location is because there is a wandering trader that will sometimes visit this specific spot. So building here is very beneficial. So again, the terrain's a little tricky, but you go to the spot. assemble it, and now I can place the pallet box, or I should be able to place it once I find some nice grounded flooring. So whenever this, again, turns blue, just kind of hunt around this little area here until you see it turn blue. It shouldn't take too long. If you find yourself low on HP due to the cold, just throw out Petalia, use that heal. Now, of course, if you weren't able to do that fastest start of the guide, you won't have Petalia, so don't worry about that. Just make a campfire and warm yourself up. Here's the next steps. So you're going to open the technology tab by hitting the tab button, click technology at the top. You're going to learn everything at level 2, level 3, and level 4 except alarm bell and hanging trap. Now, you would have already learned hanging trap for the quickest start part. And then you should be level 5 by now by killing pals up to this point. And you're going to learn berry plantation and the ranch, which we're not going to use for a while, and the normal parachute, which we're rarely going to use, but you need to learn it anyway, just as a safety precaution. Here is your next mission objective. You're going to build a wooden chest near the pal box. You're going to be building a lot of these wooden chests, and go ahead. Just wherever the game lets you place it. Now, it's saying that it's too close to a special boss or facility. That's totally good. There we go. It's fine. We know how to get more bullets. And then go ahead and I have a pal that does. Let's take care of it. And it's attacking me. No shooting. All right. And then get this thing back on build duty. Cativas nearby will help you build if you don't have a Lunaris, okay? Alright, then you're going to make a primitive workbench near the chest. You will need the primitive workbench, so we're just going to make one near the chest. There we go. Again, make your pals do the building. That's what they're there for. And then we're going to build a stone axe and a stone pickaxe and some claws. Stone axe, let's start production on that. There we go. And nope, I have summoned this incorrectly. So now we do the pickaxe. And again, these should auto-equip. So we have the club, the axe, and then the pickaxe. And then we're going to make some cloth. So just 2 cloth. That's all we need. There we go. All right, looking good. Now we're going to make the cloth outfits of the Orphan Soldier. And we're going to put a little bit of armor. Cloth outfits. Now we have some clothes. All right, we have a gun, we have clothes, you know, we have a face, we got really powerful pals. Everything's looking up. Now it's time to mine some wood and some stone. And if you have Warsect, just have him chop some trees for you. There we go. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna mine the stone here. And we're just gonna throw it in the storage box near the pal box. Just feel free to, you know, grab as much as you can. And this step doesn't take too long, you know, just farm a bunch. Now you're going to craft a common shield. Let me just drop out here. So craft a common shield. Italian fragments, wood, stone, and fiber, which you should have by now. Go ahead and, excuse me, I need you to build that. There we go. Get to work. You can also help them build too, though it's a little bit faster. So there we go. Turn. And then we're going spear, assuming you don't have the pistol. Okay, if you have the pistol, you don't need a stone spear. But for the sake of the video, we're making the stone spear because we're replacing the club with it. It's way worth replacing the club with more durability, more reach, so you can still start the club. Now, again, assuming you don't have a crossbow or a gun, you're gonna craft the bow. So we're gonna go ahead and craft the old bow. There we go. And craft. It's so much faster with the help of the pals. And then you're going to craft about 60 arrows or so. So, again, that's 24. Still quite 60. We'll have to farm some more. But, so. You would have your pal do this while you go chop wood. So while she or he does that, it's time for you to go farm. That's just kind of how you do things here. You know, you got to work in tandem with one another. You can't just sit there at the bench. But 60 arrows, more than enough. But, of course, you know, for our playthrough, we do have the gun. We had some loot here on the ground, some berry seeds. Again, we're just gonna throw that into the box here. And there we go. We got the arrow. Next up, you're going to want to craft 3 straw beds. So we're gonna take the straw beds here and to place these on the edge of the blue line. Overlaps. There, small beds, and then we're also going to do the feed box. I like to put, just put it right there. There we go. And then we have Horsect working on that. I'm going to take Lunaris and then have her build one, and then I'll build one. Everybody's building right now. There we go. And again, you can have them do the building while you do the tree chopping, because you can, again, chop trees way more efficiently here. But there we go. So everyone's building. And if you're brand new and you don't know how I have both Horsect and Lunaris out, well, I open the PAL box and I put Horsect into the base slot right down here. Next up, you are going to want to build 2 berry plantations. So this is mostly just to upgrade your base, as you won't be using this too much, but try to find somewhere on the outskirts preferably. One, and again, it's a little tricky sometimes, especially with how things are, but it's quite a good spot for it. Yeah, you could build foundations to build these on and stuff, so that's cool. Have them build it. It's the worst. Also, in your feed box, you're going to be putting the berries, but before that, fire, you want to place it away from your feed box. Way off over your distance. Build it for me. Also, it's on fire. Oh no. Get back to the ball. Okay, and then you're gonna put baked berries, all of them. So we're gonna start with that. But this is where we have our fire one, which I don't have yet. And if you don't have a fire pal yet, there's some nearby you can get, but I have Retiro, and Stick Boy's just gonna speed cook them. So yeah, just let them cook. Let them cook. And then again, just continue harvesting around the base, clearing some trees out. Just fill up those storage boxes. I built a second storage box, and yes, my axe just broke. Also, my pickaxe is nearly busted. We'll fix that in a minute. So obviously, to repair things, you'll make a repair bench. So I'm just gonna put this over here. Doesn't really matter too much where, and this will take a bit to build. But here comes Warsec to help us out and get that repair bench going. Using the repair bench requires way less resources than crafting a new set of tools. For your starter tools, it's not super important. It's just nice to have. Also, Warsect is now planting berry seeds. That's very nice of him. So let's go ahead and we want to make sure that we have enough food here. So this is fully cooked. We're going to acquire the baked berries, and we're going to put the baked berries into this little feed box here. We don't want regular berries. We want the baked berries in there, which, there we go. Put them all in there. The reason why we want baked berries is because they give sanity. Almost no other starter food in the game gives sanity to your pals except baked berries. Yes, you could feed them raw meat and stuff. They give you higher nutrition, absolutely. But they do not restore sanity. If you don't want your pals getting overworked and stressed out, you will make sure to give them baked berries. That's the main food we're going to feed them. Next up, it's time to make a bed for you, the player character. And to do that, we're going to, just do a little workaround real quick. So as far as your bed goes, you can place this anywhere on the outskirts. So here's how we do it. You're going to need to build a little bit of foundation first. And the way to be able to place a bed is as follows. We're going to take a foundation and place it down. And then one wall, preferably there. So I kind of want to unsummon this foundation now. And just move it a little bit further out, just make it a little bit more pretty, whatever. There we go. And then we're going to do one wall, just like that, and then a roof overlaps with another object or character. Is it the tree that's in the way? I might have to chop this tree down. So let's just get this tree chopped, and then we'll put the roof down. Timber! We could always use more wood, especially for now. We have pals that will mine this stuff for us later. There we go. Get that tree out of here. Get that roof back up. There we go. Now that we have this little U shape, C shape, whatever, we can now place a bed in it. And there we go. Now, obviously, in multiplayer, you would want a little more protective base than this. But until they add PvP, you're completely safe. There you go. You can now sleep in this bed. No problem. You don't even need a full house or anything of the sort. So that solves that problem. Now you can upgrade your base. So we're going to go to the PAL box, so we're going to go to base upgrade, and then we're going to hit base upgrade. And then, hey, we just did that. We're going to do base upgrade again, and then we already did that, so base upgrade again. And now we need to deploy a work pal to the base. Well, we already have some of those. So we can just open the pal box management menu here. And, you know, we can put a Lunaris to work. There we go. We can put a Petalia to work. And we can put a Reptiro to work. There we go. We have 4 awesome, you know, pals. You know, you can literally put whatever you want. And then we're going to upgrade it once again. There we go. So now we need to build the pal gear, workbench, and a statue of power. But you're really not leveled up enough for those yet, so we're going to go adventuring a bit. Now, if you didn't do the early part of the guide that gives you mega spheres, you're going to have to craft some pal spheres. So you're going to need to do some farming around the area, get those palladium fragments, wood, stone, and craft a whole lot of pal spheres. I mean a whole bunch. You're going to want a ton of those things. And if you travel south here, there's plenty of palladium right here that you can grab. And there's plenty of wood and plenty of stone all over the place. This place is absolutely loaded. But what you're going to do now is you're going to be traveling west, kind of northwest a little bit, to get to the next fast travel point. And along the way, well, we're going to capture some pals. You want to capture 10 of everything. This is how you level fast. And I accidentally killed that one, but you get the idea, right? So we're just going to poke these chickpeas a little bit, hit them with the spheres. And again, this is how we speed level. So you can see in the bottom right, I've captured 3 chickpeas in total. And now I've captured 4. That'll be number 5 there. And the Who crates, you know, they're a little bit tougher. But hey, we have a gun. And we have mega spheres. They stand absolutely no chance. So again, here's a Fox Spark. Also, you can shoot them and they'll aggro you so that they won't run away. But when they see you have a gun, they're going to run. They're scared. They are very scared creatures. But you're going to just continue along. Don't fight this. Don't fight this Mamorest. It's too strong. Even with your pistol, you can't kill it. So don't worry about that right now. Also, if you're very far away, the pistol has like falling damage. So we can shoot these Cremisses here and get them a little bit closer. But if I shoot these chickpeas, they're going to die. So they're a little too close. They take way too many hits. Again, so just capture 10 of everything at the moment. And we have a shield. We have a dodge roll. You know, we're okay. And yeah, so there goes my shield. Probably not a good idea to fight 2 of these at once, but it's fine. And dodge. And there we go. So again, this is just how we're going to be leveling up. We're going to be leveling up for a little while. Just grabbing stuff along the way. And I guess that 2 crates didn't get captured, so again, just run around capturing 10 of everything that you can. Now, as you travel west, you'll get to this fast travel point, which is located right about here, which is, again, west of our base. So go ahead and pick that up. And remember, because it's nighttime, there are different pals out at night, so feel free to, you know, capture them as well. They're, you know, it's a lot easier to capture them now than later. Also, I don't really have a, well, we have the bow, so I should probably put on a bow so that I don't, you know, kill this with my pistol. And there we go. So we can pelt this. Again, just capture everything. That's your goal right now. Capture 10 of everything. And remember, if you see these life monk effigies, pick them up. Go ahead and just grab them as you see them. No reason not to pick them up now. Now, once you hit level 10, again, you should be putting all your points into carry weight at this point, which would put you at 750 carry weight. I have a pal that's giving me 80 bonus carry weight, but you should have 750 carry weight by level 10. So at level 10, we're going to start putting points into stamina so that we can climb bigger walls, we can fly longer when we get a flying pal, and all of that stuff. So level 10 to 20 is all into stamina. So as you travel along collecting pals, go ahead and from this grassy behemoth, you can travel west and then north to the Tower of Rain Syndicate, where there is a fast travel here. And then you can either continue north and northeast, or you can continue west and grab those fast travels. It depends on how many spheres that you have left. So right now I have about 83 mega spheres remaining, so I'm just going to keep traveling north. Also, just a reminder, if you ever get low on arrows, you can always just, anywhere you want, pop down a primitive workbench and craft some arrows. So again, there's plenty of wood and stone all over the place. You don't have to sit there and be out of arrows and not have a ranged option. So, again, I'm just going to continue getting fast travel points and getting 10 of every pal. There we go. In the balls you go. Now, one of the more powerful pals you can get early game and even in game, if you can get over 100 of them, is the life monks here. Because they have an ability where they can basically give you a submachine gun very early on in the game. So you absolutely want to farm these guys, and this one's running away so I can get a ranged attack option. You're going even after you capture 10 of these bad boys, capture all of them. Always capture life monks. You're going to need 112 of them, I think is the math, in order to fully max out a life monk. So grab every single one you can. They are absolutely necessary. Now at this point, I have just run around all throughout these zones. I did not kill the chillet yet, even though I could with this handgun, but that's for later. I've run all through this area, just capturing everything I could. I don't have 10 of everything. I'm not even really close. But I'm already level 18. I'm going to fast travel back to the base, and we're gonna upgrade the base some because I am out of megaspheres. I'm just about out of megaspheres. I have 6 megaspheres, and yeah. So there we go. It's time to do more crafting. Now it is nighttime, and your pals do sleep at night. Also, my armor is damaged, so we're going to repair our stuff if we can. Now, some of the stuff we can't repair, like this handgun, like this is, I don't have these ingredients yet, obviously, but we can repair our spear, our bow, our armor, which we need some cloth, which we picked up plenty of cloth just capturing pals. So again, we can go ahead and just craft all of this cloth. Let's max that out and put, you know, one of our crafting pals to work here. And again, your other pals, they won't be working at night. They're going to be sleeping. So again, they did a lot of mining here. I'm just going to go ahead and pick everything up that they didn't pick up. And look at all these trees that they harvested and iron and stuff. And so we're just going to do a little bit of cleanup duty and to put everything in the chests. And they did a pretty good job, you know, clearing out the base. Also, now I'm a little bit overweight, but that's okay. We can walk our way back to the chest, no problemo, and do a little bit of tidying up. Now, since I ran out of arrows on my first adventure, I'm going to have more arrows crafted. There we go. And again, that is giving us experience points as we do this. And now also, I'm going to open this up, sort by pal deck, so everything's nice and organized. I'm going to pick the best life monk we have. Sirius is pretty good. Let's see. Oh, guy. What does that do again? It's been a while. Earth damage attacks. Workaholic is sanity draw. We don't care about that. We want one for our party. Seated. First, we don't care. Sirius is worth 100%. We don't really need any of those, but we're gonna go ahead and pick this one anyway, and it's gonna be in our party. You want a life monk in your party. You want this leveling up alongside you. You get insanely powerful later. Here is your next mission objective. You're going to open the technology tab and learn pal gear, workbench, and statue of power. Then you're going to learn logging site. So let's learn that together. We got pal gear, workbench, statue of power, and then you're going to learn logging site. There we go. Stone pit and the crusher. This is level 8. Now, we're going to make a statue and we're going to increase our capture power. So here we go. We have statue of power. We're going to grab this and we're going to place it down. And this doesn't have to be a permanent fixture in your base. You can really put this... I would put this off to the side where it's not really like... where it's out of the way. I like to put it near the bed just because like all the stuff that I do that the pals don't really touch, I put on one side. So we'll just put that there. And then get to work, build it, and yes, they're all gonna swarm it and build it super duper quick. There we go. And yeah, they're all happy. All right, cool. So again, I have it facing the wrong way, but whatever, who cares? Now you're going to use it to level up your capture power. There we go. Ta-da! And we'll get more life monk energies in a little while once we learn how to fly. Next up, we're going to make 2 more straw pal beds since we have 5 workers and only 3 beds. As you know, some of them aren't too happy, so we're gonna go ahead and again just plop down a few more of these bed boys. I like to put them on the edge of the screen here. It says it's overlapping with another object, but we got it. So there we go, and then the tree's kind of in the way, but it's fine. And then we're going to make a pal gear workbench, which is under production. There it is, pal gear workbench. This is one of my crafting tables, so I like to put all the crafting tables kind of together. That's just how I tend to do things. And we'll just move this. Well, we'll put it over here along this little ridge here. Why not? And there we go. So there we go. That one's building. This one could build too. And they're all building. Oh boy! Now it's time to upgrade that pal box once again. Go over here, hit that base upgrade, and upgrade that pal box. Now make sure that you have your campfire cooking mass berries. Just max those suckers out. Always be cooking the berries. Where is our Reptiro? You'll probably have a Fox Spark if you don't have the Reptiro. The Fox Spark cooks just fine. It's just not as fast as Reptiro. So there we go. Make sure that we have. Hey, what's he doing? He's on a short break right now. Okay, he'll cook him later. Now it's time to build the crusher, the logging site, and the stone pit. So the way I like to do this is I like to build the stone pit next to the crusher. It just makes things a lot easier. I do need more palladium fragments, it says, so I gotta go farm those. By the way, sometimes your mobs, your workers will get like stuck on stuff or just misplaced. Just put them in the box, take them back out. That's how you can resummon them and reset them back to a nice position. There we go. Also in the feed box, make sure that you take out any red berries that your pals will be putting in. They'll automatically, see, they're automatically putting regular berries in there. You only want them eating baked berries. You can prevent them from doing this by splitting your stack of baked berries and filling all the slots, but it's only a temporary fix. Now, I like to build the stone pit right next to the crusher, but I also put a storage box right next to the stone pit, because sometimes you're going to have so much stone here to acquire that you won't be able to move, so if you just turn around, you put it in the box, and then you can move again. It's really, really handy so that you can just have more freedom of movement. Now, of course, you can just put a storage box in between your logging site and your stone pit to use as both, but it's just how I do things. I just like lots of storage boxes because the pals, sometimes they'll just put it in the boxes automatically, sometimes they won't. At this point, go around the game, capturing more pals, crafting more pal spheres, and getting more fast travel points until you are level 18. Once you're level 18, you're going to learn the following from the tech tree. This is a lot. So I'm just going to put it here on the screen for you, and you can pause the video and click to learn all of these things. And if you can't see like Celeray's gloves, you have to have caught a Celeray. So go to just fast travel real quick. I'm going to show you on the screen here. Just fast travel to like any of these areas, like the Seabreeze Archipelago. There are plenty of Celerays around here. If there isn't, fast travel to another spot. They're all along the coastline, so that's a T-fence, but they're the floating little, I don't know, they're just like floating little stingray little creatures. And if you don't see any, you can fast travel between Marsh Island to search for them, and then fast travel back, and that's going to refresh the pals in the area. So just bounce back in between until they spawn. Also, if there's no one else in the area, you can just simply log out of the game and back on. This also works in multiplayer, so right now it's still just a T-fence, but if we go north here, from the Seabreeze Archipelago, there should be a bunch just kind of floating around. So here we go. Yeah, here's some Celerays. So just capture them, hunt them down, whatever it is you need to do. But this will be your glider, and this is why I didn't really have you craft a parachute earlier, even though you did learn for safety reasons, in case you wanted to do some exploring. Also, these things can be a little dangerous for some reason, so don't really want to kill them with a gun, but they're giving me no choice here. Yeah, they're about to kill me. Alright, okay, still won't capture it, huh? What about now? Alright, we'll use the Megasphere, that's fine. Also, Pingulits are good, the Fuarks are good. They're like little duck creatures, little blue duck creatures, those can help you water things. But yeah, definitely get a Celeray, it's your glider. Here is your next set of objectives. You're going to make the hot springs and the primitive furnace. I would suggest making the hot springs away from most activities. Near the beds is fine. And then, you know, smelting your smelter, your primitive furnace, make that away from the campfire. And after that, you have a high-quality workbench, the medieval medicine workbench, and then upgrade the pal box again. If you have any pals, for whatever reason, that just aren't regaining sanity, either they're not washing in the hot springs or they're not eating the berries, you can simply just put them in your party, and then you can feed them the berries from your inventory. So I have some baked berries here, and we can just make him eat the berries. Now his sanity is back to 100. So that's the easiest and best way to take care of these pals, if they refuse to feed or bathe themselves, that is. Your next objective is to make a cooler box and a sphere workbench, and then you're going to craft Celeray's gloves and Nightwing's saddle. So one weird ingredient is the ice organ. Now these come from the ice pals that you've been killing and capturing, but remember we have a vendor unlocked at the Fisherman Village. You can simply go buy as many ice organs as you want. You don't have to manually count. If you wonder where you get pal fluids, it's water pals. Kill water pals, you get plenty of pal fluids. Next up, you want want to learn Life Monk's submachine gun and Iqthadir's saddle. These are the next two items that you want to work on. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and put down more straw beds because we have 10 workers now instead of 5. So again, just put down 5 more of these. They'll run over and make the beds for you. And this is what your adventuring party should look like. You should have a Life Monk, a Celeray, and a Nightwing. The other 2 are optional. Once you've crafted the Iqthadir saddle, here's how movement now works. This is what your party looks like. You might not have the Lunaris, and that's fine. But other than that, your party should look like this. You summon the Nightwing when you need to fly. So we're gonna, you can fly now. You can fly, and you can shoot an air cannon, and you can snipe enemies, and you can pretty much farm most of the game pretty easy at this point. So this allows you to now farm these effigies. Also, you have an Iqthadir, which will allow you to move on the ground much faster than normal by using the charge attack here, the ramming attack. And that's your ground movement. Also, it lets you farm ground, pals much faster and more efficiently. And you also have a ranged attack too, and you'll also get air cannon later. You also, for combat, have the Life Monk, which is a very vicious creature, but most importantly, it is now your submachine gun. So now you just shoot everything to death with a submachine gun. This doesn't cost ammo, and you can just destroy everything super duper quickly. And this only gets stronger as you level it up, and as you later on we can combine the same type of pals into one pal, making them like it's a multiplier. It's a damage multiplier. Oh, and the Celeray, it's your glider. So there you go. You use the Celeray to glide around. It's much better than any glider you can craft in the entire game. Though we will replace this at level 23. I'll talk about replacements later. So on screen right now is a website that is a decent map. There's a lot of little maps for Power World, but this is the one that I recommended use, and I'm not sponsored. I'm not paid by these guys that own this site. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, but what I want you to do is hunt Life Monk effigies. Look all over the map for them if you want, or just use this website to find them instantly. And you want to level your capturing up to at least level 3, but now that you can fly and glide and shoot, you can get as high level as you want. Also, as you explore around, use your flying mount to just snipe and kill everything. So again, you can just start shooting everything, kill it. That's just free XP. It's free materials you can swoop by and grab. Now this flying mount isn't very fast. We're gonna get a much faster one later, and a third upgrade even after that. But again, I'm just using this to mainly fly and do some vertical traveling, so that I can pick up all the Life Monk effigies, which there should be one up here somewhere, according to the map. And because you can fly, you can now skim across the water without draining stamina. So you can no longer drown. This opens up the whole map for you if you want. Now, another tip for hunting these effigies, if you don't want to use the map, or even if you are using the map, if you do it at nighttime, they're way easier to see. Like, there's one right below me. I can see the green glow, but at nighttime, you can spot these from maximum render distance. You can see these things from so far away, making them very easy to collect. Also, for some reason, I'm not able to grab this, even though there we go. But yeah, hunt these at night if you want. As you can see, it is now dusk, and I can see one in the distance there. There's a little green dot, and then there's a little green dot. So again, these things get real easy to see in the nighttime. Now that it's full-blown nighttime, you can see there's one there in the distance. There's one there in the distance. There's one over there. Yeah, again, these things get real visible at night. So in just one night cycle, I managed to get 19 of these suckers. So I'm at level 1. That's level 2. It's gonna cost 4. Level 3 costs 7. At level 3, you're good for a while, but you can push level 4, but level 3 is more than enough for the next step. Okay, I couldn't help it. 3 was so close, I went on and got 3 more, and now I'm level 4. But you can do this at level 3, it's totally fine. The next thing you're going to do for quite a while is farm Alpha Pals. Now, I use this map on screen. You can also just type Power World Interactive Map, or what did I type in Google? I typed in Power World Map, and usually the first result. That's the easy way to get to it. And you're going to be looking for Alpha Pals. And what is an Alpha Pal? So when I open the map here, you'll see that this Chillet, this level 11 Chillet, has a circle around it. That's an Alpha Pal. Also, this Mammorest is level 38. Because I'm only level 19, it's going to be kind of a hard fight to fight this Mammorest. We could do it, but it's a real struggle. There's also level 23 King Paka. Again, just use the map, and here up here's level 15 Pen King. I suggest capturing these, so I'm going to fast travel now next to the Chillet here, and that's not how we fast travel. We gotta fast travel from the PAL box by hitting fast travel, of course, and then I'm gonna fast travel, and I'm just gonna defeat the Chillet. I'm gonna capture it, and again, you want to capture 10 of everything because that will continue your leveling journey. I've just got done crafting 75 Megaspheres. These take an ingot each, which does take time, but you know, this is what you're gonna have to do for a little while to upgrade. But also do remember, you still need to capture 10 of everything. And use your mounts. That's what they're there for. You have an entire arsenal with you now to help you travel around and do pretty much everything you could ever want to do. And is that going to kill it? No, it won't. There we go. So again, just start capturing everything. 10 of everything. That's how we level up fast. That's what we do. By the way, at level 20, you should, from level 10 to 20, put everything in the stamina. This should be 200. I actually made a mistake and put it in the wave. Oops, my bad. But yeah, this should be 200 at level 20. Now, your next focus from level 20 to 40 is going to be into health. The rest of this video, you are pumping your health and nothing else. Now, every single day, these bosses reset. They're not a one-time farm. So once that check mark, this check mark never technically disappears. So just check back later in the day, like let the night cycle go, and then when it's daytime again, come back, farm it again. Now, I want to talk about the Life Monk's ability real quick because it's important that you know this. So whenever you cast Recoil, it'll step on your head, and anytime you swing a weapon, you'll start shooting. But when you use a melee weapon, it shoots a whole bunch of shots. If you use a handgun or a bow, which I have no more ammo for, you can do one shot at a time, allowing you to weaken enemies just as much as you want. There we go, so we can get them nice and low, and this is just a superior way of getting the enemies as low as we need them to. So, you gotta make sure to unsummon the Life Monk, or put it on passive mode before it kills your target when it hops off your head. Also, if you haven't realized it yet, because your base is level 10, you can now craft a secondary PAL box if you wanted to. So for instance, right up here near this Chillet, there's a big mining section, and I can pop down a PAL box to use as a fast travel if I just want to go home without having to manually travel to any of these fast travel points. Or I could put, like, say, the box down here, mine all of this iron, fast travel back to my main base, and then disassemble the PAL box for easy transport. The possibilities are endless. Right now, I don't like to set up a second base. I like to keep it just as a fast travel option. Now, if there's no other players around and you have a really bad encounter like these Totoko implode units, these things can really blow up your base bad. But I have a Life Monk, and so I can just shoot them. It's not a big deal. Like, I can just pop them. Right, there we go. So that's one down. But these things can really wreck your base. So what you can do instead is just log off. Just log off, and they will be canceled, and you'll get a different raid, preferably one more profitable than the however you say their name, Protocol implosion. Because these guys just run in your base and blow up stuff, and it's a real pain in the butt until you have base defenses set up. But also, whenever you're using the Life Monk for his submachine gun, you want to empty the bullets out so that he can start the recharge. Otherwise, I don't know if they'll ever fix it, but sometimes you don't use all the bullets that he has, and it doesn't consume any ammo, technically. It'll just be at a low charge forever, so you definitely want him at full charges whenever. Also, if you do set up a second base, you can get raided from time to time, but my one Life Monk here can just take on all the thugs, no problem. I'm just here to mine, so I'm just gonna get back to work, and the Life Monk will just kill all the thugs. No problem whatsoever. Oh, I also crafted a metal pickaxe just because it's way more handy. But yeah, we can just, you know, I can just team up with him and shoot these guys. Like, yeah, they just can't stand a chance. This is why we have a Life Monk. It's the most powerful early game PAL, like, bar none. Also, there's a couple things stuck back there, and they don't seem to want to approach. So we'll just snipe them with a submachine gun. I literally don't know how that works, but we managed to do it. So there you go. Also, reminder, check on your pals from time to time. This Patalia fell off a cliff and couldn't get back up, so she's at the bottom of the ocean starving and going insane. So we're just gonna put her in the party real quick and give her a bunch of berries. The berries pretty much cure everything. You want to make sure that you keep your pals sane, because they'll start getting like mental disorders if you don't. So I'm just gonna sit here and pump a bunch of berries into Dahlia so that they can get back to work and so they don't suffer any abnormalities. There we go. Also, at some point, this combat got sick, I guess because it worked overnight. Any kind of dark in the work overnight, and they tend to get sick. But so what we have is just from random drops from mobs, we have low-grade medical supplies, and you have a medicine cabinet that you can craft these anyway. So we're just going to use this on the combat, and there we go. Now it's all better. Now it's not very sane, so again, just pump it full of berries until it's more sane. There we go. 75 is good enough. It doesn't have to be like fully mentally sound, you know, to do its job. Back to work. And there it goes. Now, some of the alpha pals will not spawn for a full hour. Any of them that have a dungeon you have to enter requires 1 full hour of real life time until they come back. You hear that shimmering sound? That's the sound of a shiny. I don't know exactly what they're called, but you should definitely seek these out and capture these, because they do give you the ancient civilization parts. So even if you don't need a chickpea, or whatever it is that may be shiny, you should always capture it anyway, or at least kill it so you can get the parts. There's no reason not to, and you might be able to just do something special with it later on. So, again, this one has lightning. But yeah, there we go. And you'll notice that it has better than normal. There we go, we got 2 ancient civilization parts. Once you have the bosses on farm status, that is the alpha pals, you're going to research egg incubator, the pal essence condenser, and on the level 16 line you'll get a mega shield. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. Is once you have these bosses on farm status, on the right side you can now use the ancient technology points. So there's egg incubator all the way on the right side here, level 7. Scrolling down, we're then going to get pal essence condenser. There we go. And then, of course, like I just said, we're going to, on the level 16 line, get Mega Shield. You'll notice I'm level 31, and all I've done is go around to each of these zones and capture as much stuff as I can. And here's what I mean by farm status. We're going to start on the right side of the map here, and at the Marsh Island Church Ruins fast travel point, or Marsh Island, which is what you should have, you travel northwest a bit. There's a level 17 Brimtail, easy to beat. From here, or from Marsh Island, you go west, and you'll go to the level 23 Catris. You already know where the Chillette is. It's super close nearby, but northwest of Chillette is the level 15 Pen King. And of course, from the starter zone here at Plateau Beginnings, if you just travel west and a little bit north across a bridge here, you'll come across the level 23 King Paka. Then if you go northwest from there, you'll come across an Azeroad level 17. And then southwest from Azeroad is the level 20 Bushi. And this thing is important. You want to farm this every hour that you can, because it's good for kindling, but we need to butcher one for a level 4 crossbow, which is going to replace our handgun. And then all the way down here at Seabreeze Archipelago Castellan Beach. If you're to curve all the way around it, and then go up north, you'll have a level 3 Bronze Cherry, and then north of that is a level 11 Sweepa. Now, of course, if you just go from Seabreeze Archipelago Castellan north, you'll hit a level 11 Gumos, and that's mostly it. So, but if you go really further north, now this is a level 31 Relaxosaurus Lux. You don't want to fight this; it's very difficult to fight. So, but you do want to get this fast travel prisoner called Sacred Realm of the Thunder Dragon. This is, again, northwest of Bushi, so if you go up there, this is a really good place to farm Relaxosauruses for the high quality oil, which you could also buy using our method that we showed at the start of this video. And then northwest of here is very important, the Beacon? I don't know how to say its name, but this is going to be your 3rd flying mount later on. So you just want to get the waypoint for Deep Bamboo Thicket. North